Hi, it's Mama Rose, and I'm going to bread some chicken. Real easy. So what I'm going to do is I love these. I get these at Costco where you can find them. In Arizona where I am, they don't always have them. I had to go down to the Phoenix area to get them this week. They're like $6.79 a bag. You can order them on the internet, but they're like $11.99 a bag for the big bag. This is a big bag. You can get them at Sprouts. They're like $4.69 for a little bag there. So whatever pork rinds you like, get. These are the, if you can find these at Costco, great. California usually has them, and I found them in Texas. So anyway, what I did is I just put them in my small blender or food processor, and I ground them up really well. Because when I didn't do that before, in the breading, if you don't and you run into a fried pork rind that's on the chicken and it's a big chunk, it's hard to chew. So let me put those aside. And everybody knows how to do this, of course. But I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down. Okay, there you go. So I'm not kind of sure what kind of mess I have here because I've been busy today. But I have custard dishes in the oven, and I can't wait to try that. It's a recipe that I ran across, and it's just like got 5 ingredients. You just throw it in the pan, and you got your custard. So I'm going to try it, and then I'll let you know how it works out. So what I've got here is my little workstation, of course, which is egg with, I didn't even put any salt in it. I lightly salted the chicken, and just like anything else, you don't have to be heavy with the salt, but you put a little bit in your different ingredients so that everything's flavored nice. Now, I only used 1 egg today because I usually have too much egg, and I hate to waste egg. So into this, I have cheese. I grate my Parmesan cheese. I don't buy it already grated, but I would say there's probably 3/4 of a cup there, but whatever. And then I didn't really measure this either. I just ground a bunch of this. And normally what I do, in fact, before I clean this, I'm going to do a bunch more, and I am going to put it in a container so that when I want it next time, I don't have to mix it. So all I do is put the two together, and then you just, kind of mix them up. Now, one little trick I did find that I liked that gave this a little bit more of a heavy breading flavor or texture. And you can put in, what different powders that you have. I'm going to use the collagen. This kind of collagen here. I don't think this one's flavored. Better not be, because no, it's not flavored. All right, so I'm just going to put like 1 scoop in there just to give it, not even. See, I didn't even put the whole scoop, and I was scared to. So just a little bit, just to give it some powder, just to give it, I don't know, a little bit more of a thicker breading without really adding any carbohydrates. And we can always use the extra collagen. So that's what I did. And you don't have to do that step. So then I've already salted my chicken very lightly because we've got all that cheese in there, and these pork rinds are salted with sea salt. And these particular pork rinds are fried in their own fat, and the pigs are raised sustainably, so they're treated well. And they're not fed a bunch of junk. Oh, that means my custard is done. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this and get my custard out, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm almost done. I got the last little piece here, and my custard, I turned the timer on for 5 more minutes. My little custard dishes, and I'll show you those in that way. You can come back another day when I make that video. So there's a little bit left, and I don't really like to waste it. So I'm going to double bread this little piece right here. And maybe grab another one that could use a little more breading. Put a little bit more egg on there. And I just get all that up and stick it on there. You'll stay there. Very gently, I'll put that over on the plate. And then I'm going to go ahead and clean up my mess. Oopsie daisy. And come back when I am frying them. And then I'll also show you that custard cup. Okay, I'm back. And the custard cups ramekins. I don't think it's done, so I'm going to leave them in a little bit longer. I've got all my chicken breaded, and this is one package. By the way, these are called chicken strips, and I get these at Trader Joe's, and they're organic. And Mark went to get me chicken tenders, and he said, okay, I'm here at the counter. These, do you want chicken strips? Is that what you want? I'm like, yeah, that's fine, thinking it was the same. But I really like these, and they're a little bit cheaper than the chicken tenders. But whatever you get, either these or the chicken tenders, it's a real easy meal. And they make great leftovers, or if you need a meal to go somewhere, like a baseball game or a football game or just an outside picnic or a hike, this is a great food to take along with you because you just pick it up with your fingers. Oh, it looks like my oil's doing good. I have MCT oil that I use for all this. I used to use avocado oil, but I like the MCT oil. I feel good about it. And if you want to use that, fine. Just don't use vegetable oil or Crisco or anything like that. You know, we're trying to eat the best ingredients we can and stay away from those nasty fats. This is a good fat. This MCT oil actually will help create ketones. So if you aren't familiar with all that, well, you got to check out some keto people or whatever. But this is what we're doing. So this would be considered, I'm just going to fry those up. This would be considered a carnivore. Yeah, because all I did is put some collagen in, and that's animal. So it would be considered carnivore, although a strict carnivore doesn't really put seasonings and things like that in. So you could call this a ketovore, which is pretty much what I am. I tried doing strict carnivore, and that went great for a while, and I do flux into that for 2 or 3 days at a time, but I have the freedom to go ahead and have some extra things like, what would that be? Maybe a little cauliflower once in a while, but for the most part, or salad, that would be something I would deviate from, but I'm not really eating a bunch of vegetables. And I will eat berries. I'll eat some strawberries and some blueberries, and maybe some raspberries, but not a lot, all in great moderation. So I'm just going to go ahead and let these cook. I just wanted to give you an idea of another simple dinner to cook. Last night I did the Asian chicken, or 2 nights ago I did the Asian chicken, and then yesterday I had a lot of gravy left from the Asian chicken, so I made some more cauliflower rice, which is frozen, which I get at Sprouts. They have a great price on their brand of cauliflower, and I just season it. And I put a lot of butter in it. So I put a little bit of salt in it, and then once it's all cooked and all the moisture's out, then, and you can watch that video, then I put a bunch of butter in it, and that's going to be the base. And I don't put a lot underneath my food, but just a little, just to kind of, you know, for old time's sake. So anyway, I did that, but I went ahead and ran to Trader Joe's. I forgot I had these in the refrigerator, and I bought another pack, and then I came home and I cooked them. I just sauteed them real quick, and then I threw all my leftovers, all my gravy and whatever chicken was left from the day before. I threw it all in there, made some more cauliflower rice, and we had the same thing for dinner 2 nights in a row. The only thing I did do to step it up was I think I put it in the refrigerator. It's a tube. Let me get it. If I see it real quick, I'll grab it for you. Here it is. It's a tube of ginger that you can get at Trader Joe's. And I had never used it before. I bought it a long time ago, never used it. So I opened it up, put a couple big squirts in it, and stirred it around, and it was great. And then I added just a little more cayenne pepper, and it was the same basic thing, but because of the ginger and a little more cayenne, it was like having a whole new flavor. And I do have some left. So we're not eating it tonight, but we'll eat it another night, and we just love it. We eat it, and we're full, and we just keep eating it because it's so good. So let's go down here and look at our chicken tenders. This is one thing that when I had my grandkids here that they would eat because they're so fussy. I probably will let that get a little browner. You know, I'm gonna let that get a little browner. Let's see how this is. Oh, but yeah. That little piece. You'd be amazed at what that extra protein powder or the bone broth powder, the collagen, whatever powder you got, as long as it's not flavored like with vanilla or chocolate, you're going to be good. Let me see if I can squeeze these last two in. Sure I can. I can. Whoop. Yeah. There you go. It doesn't look very dark, does it? But they look good. And that's what we're going to have tonight. What I'm going to do is I'll be back after I plate these up. And I hope you have a chance to make these, because they really are easy to make. It's an old standard. Okay, I'm back. The chicken's all done. I want to show you how nice that is. And what I do for Mark, because he really likes to dip, is I mix mayonnaise with, and get a good mayonnaise, of course, but I mix mayonnaise with mustard. And I make a little dish for him of that, and then he dips it in there. But you could do ranch dressing, would be a nice dip, or not at all. I just like it this way. But anyway, I hope you enjoy. And those custard things just came out. So I'm going to show you those really quick. They're in a pan that has an inch of water in it. So I am going to pick them up when I can, put them on a cooling rack, and wait for them to cool. So if that turns out to be a hit, then I will make it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this here so it shows up in the... oh my gosh, I can't believe it! Look what I did. Maybe I discovered something new. Custard, chicken fingers and custard. Well, they all fell on the counter. So I'll get you later. Bye! They taste so good. You got to make these.